and welcome to another episode of the Peelerz podcast, where we talk the nitty gritty and pretty side of stripping. Here again with another host,
Scarlet Trip.
Again, welcome
Yay.
back. We've missed you.
I've missed being here.
Yeah,
I love being on a podcast. It gives me the same feeling as when I sign posters. I'm like, I'm famous.
People care about my
I'm on the
opinion.
internet. I'm famous.
Oh, you can Google me and it'll pop up. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Excuse us, we're getting a little tipsy today because it's Friday.
Yeah, why not? Also, I was hungover today, so you got to do that hairy dog thing, you know?
Yeah, hair of the dog. It works, right?
Yeah.
AMSR.
Good push. You have to keep that in. You can't delete that.
It was the most gentle burp. Just like,
You have to keep that in.
all right, on today's episode, we are discussing aftercare of your body. Aftercare is good for sex, but you also need it with this job. It is probably more important than the actual job.
Dude, I wish when you signed on for this job, that was something that you got, like, I don't know, a care package, an instruction manual, a fucking pamphlet, because I didn't learn that for such a long time, and it catches up to you so quickly. That's why I hate when people say, oh, this job has a shelf life. Oh, it does, because by the time you're done, your body's broken. Mm-hmm. It's not about you age out of it even. Like, I know a lot of dancers that are a lot older who are still around. It's that your body gives up.
Yeah.
It's
like
not
knee
about
surgeries, and I've heard elbow surgeries,
Dude.
and wrist surgeries.
And then even just like your joints, like your shoulders, my shoulders have been fucked ever since I started dancing because of you're hanging. Like all your weight is in your shoulder.
And the gravity and the pulling, when you spin, it's like taking you outside as well. It's like your body's not meant to do that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I don't think people realize whatever you're doing on the pole, it doesn't matter what it is. You are lifting what you weigh, and that's a lot of weight.
When it comes to your... Sorry, Buckley is... My best friend is behind, so you may hear her laugh or giggle. She's also playing with the dog. I'm going to say playing, but Buckley is just literally beating her up. So 1 second. We're going to wait till she calms down. We're going to talk like we're talking to new dancers because we hear this all the time. How do I get started and what advice do I have?
Yeah.
The advice that I usually give is aftercare or preparation, not actually what to do when you're at the job, because a lot of it is prep and it's also you
that
after.
part too is entirely like the at the job part. You have to learn that on the go, figure out your style, your flow, whatever. Like that's that part I don't even think you can teach people anyway.
Nope.
The aftercare and the preparation is the part that matters.
Absolutely.
Because the better prepared you are and the better you take care of yourself, the better you're going to be at the job part anyway.
Yeah. Like prepping yourself. A good example, it's technically training, but wearing your shoes while you're doing the dishes, while you're cleaning the house, so you learn to balance in them, to learn to walk in them, and the fact that your feet will hurt like they never have before.
And break them in at home, that's probably a way better way to do it. I can't count how many times I would wear new shoes to work and come home with blisters and my feet are cut up, because you have to wear in the plastic part. Yeah. And it just cuts your feet to shreds.
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
Blisters, and then you can't work, and then you're limping, and then you're that stripper who's limping, and that's not cute. No, it is not cute. But my advice probably for any aftercare when it has to do with the body is keep in mind that we aren't covered.
Oh my God.
So things cost a lot of money. Over practicing and trying to get a trick and doing it over and over again is very dangerous.
I learned that one the hard way, fucking way hard way. And I see girls make that mistake all the time when they first start, because you go through this phase where you're so excited about if you really love it, you're so excited. Yeah. And you want to do it all the time, every day, every minute. Your whole life is this new thing that you love, and you burn out so hard because you don't know how to balance it out.
And then you're also probably working that one trick on your one side and doing it over and over again. So your body's now uneven. Your body's not used to doing it, and then you get cocky. And you injure yourself, and then you hurt, and you can't practice it.
And then you're down and out for God knows how long. Like, if you don't take, I think a big one that I tell girls when they're new is take breaks. Take a week off when you can.
Absolutely.
Sleep a lot. Go do some hot yoga or some shit. Fucking stretch your muscles out. Don't push and think like, oh, well, I have a weekend off. No. You should at least once in a while take a full week. Just rest. Some of my best shows are after I take that week off, and my first show back, I'm so limber and like rested up. And like
you will have a better show if you actually take time off and treat your body properly and stop training like we're not Olympic athletes, but people think that they need to go all in and go every day and murder their bodies. That's not how you're going to learn. Yeah. You're going to get sore. Your practice will become shittier. Yeah. And then with shitty practice comes shitty performance. So, yeah.
And like, okay, touching back on the whole we are not covered thing, a big one too is save some of the money you're making, because I mean, we'd make good money. Most of us make pretty good money. Save some of that for medical shit that you're going to have to do on the regular.
Chiropractor.
Like, I started having like a jar in my house, and I would put, every once in a while, I'd put $100 bill in it. If I had like an actual $100 bill, I'd put that in the jar. If I was making enough, I would put all my hundreds in that jar. Mm-hmm. And then when I had to do stuff like chiro or, you know, go to the, I don't know, physiotherapy or even like regular therapy, to be honest, if I'm getting like worn down mentally and I need to go talk to somebody, that's my like health jar, so that I have the money saved up. When I have to go do those things, I have it just in my back pocket, because I didn't start doing chiro till this year. I wish because
bitch, you gotta be you align your soul, you align your body.
Yes. Yeah. I did used to go earlier on, but I went to like a natural path chiropractor, which, don't get me wrong, they were lovely people. But I wanted someone to crack me like a glow stick, and they just were too gentle.
Too kind and too nice. Put some rocks on you, hummed in your ear.
Tapped me with a tiny gavel. And that's like for real. That actually was a thing. He would tap my spine, tap.
Oh yeah, I see all those hoaxy things on TikTok all the time.
It didn't move anything, but that's a big one. I wish someone had told me earlier. Like, chiro is important.
And not only that, if you're not covered, it's like $120 to $90 to $70, and then if you keep going, sometimes you can get it down to $40.
Yeah, if you can, like, once you get it going regularly, mine just went down to be a little bit cheaper because I'm finally in the swing of it. But yeah, it was like $80 every time I went for the first 4 months, and I was going every 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. And like, that's a big one. Is just like, what is the word? Mobility. Yeah. Like, care. It's like you're moving your body so viciously. Also, hair flips, your neck. You got to get your neck adjusted when you're fucking swinging this around all the time.
I wore extensions for the first time in years, and I feel it today.
Yeah, because the extra weight on your head, and you got to get your shit adjusted. That's great. I thought I heard an echo. I swear, I think I heard an echo in the mic. That was excellent.
That made Buckley excited.
Hi, buddy.
Oh, my goodness. Buckley, go to your bed. Go lay down. Go to your bed. Go to your bed. Go hang out with Ollie.
Thanks for the quick trip, though. Lovely to see you, buddy.
Stopped by for a quick hi, and now she's got to kiss her. Go to your bed. Sit. Anyway. But, yeah. So when you're taking care of your body, I don't think you understand, like, again, we've mentioned this a million times in Alberta, you're on stage for 20 minutes. And I get if you're a freelancer, it's totally different. You're only on stage for maybe 3 or 4 minutes. But you are doing activities that your body is not trained for. No one is used to pole dancing unless you're taking classes.
Every time someone I know, like, starts just taking classes, they're like, my body hurts in places I didn't even know it could hurt. Mm-hmm. You're using muscles and doing things in a way that you just don't do with other activities. And two, like I said earlier, you're lifting whatever you weigh. There aren't a lot of activities where you're lifting that much weight that quickly. That's why people progress
2 or 3 times a day.
That's why people progress so fast, I think, is because you have no choice. You are either going to lift what you weigh or you can't do tricks. Yeah. That's basically it.
It is. And it, like, when you do 2 shows a night and you're also training, like, of course you're going to get it. And you have to be doing the trick in your show to be getting it, of course. But, yeah.
What do you think, what are your top 3, if you had to give a new dancer your top 3 self-care things that you think they should be doing, what would you say?
I'm going to make one about aging, one about body, and one about the brain.
Love it already.
Don't get too emotionally invested with every single person you work with and every friend that you make. This is still a job. People come and go in and out of this industry like you wouldn't believe. Mm-hmm. Be nice to your fellow coworkers because we're all struggling mentally. We all get treated like shit on the floor a lot. And it's better to come at this with a positive attitude than a negative. Mm-hmm. That being said, don't get too emotionally invested in things being said to you at work from management and bosses. Take it with a grain of salt.
Oh, yeah. That's fucking huge. You would know that. I mean, lately, that's been one that got to me a little bit. You got to remember, it's not personal. And sometimes it's not even true. Oh, yeah. Sometimes it's just, they just say things to say things or...
Mm-hmm. And go to therapy.
Therapy.
Get therapy. You need it, especially with dealing with even the friendships that you make in this industry and how you deal with relationships outside of the industry. It's really important because people will treat you dramatically different after. Mm-hmm. And then for body, stretching. Fuck, man. Stretch. Oh, my God. Like, stretch. We learned this in fucking elementary school. Stretch. It's so important.
It's no joke. I still don't do that one enough. Mm-hmm. You need to stretch. This is a PSA. Stretch your damn body.
Yeah.
Fucking Jesus. Like, you actually, for real.
Yeah.
You have to stretch.
That's like the easiest thing to do. Like, it's easier than running. It's easier than lifting weights. It's super easy. Just stretch.
Yeah, because if you stretch, you're going to be more limber. You're going to be more ready for every show. Like, we're going to get into this early this time. So Jolene, she taught me recently.
Who's Jolene?
Who's Jolene Fox? Well, anyway, she taught me recently because I watch her get ready for every show. She stretches every day before every show. She does a little, like, at least 5-minute stretch. I've never done that. I mean, I take stretch classes or, like, outside of work. I have a yoga mat at home. I stretch at home. But I never took the time. Lately, just because I watch her do it all the time, I'm like, maybe this seems smart.
Maybe this works.
Maybe there's some fucking science here. So I started doing it. It helps a lot. You got to, I mean, even if all you do is like 3 stretches, one for your shoulders, one for your back, one for your hips, real quick before every show, it makes a huge difference.
In the hallway, that's what I do. I hold on to the sides. I do my leg lifts, and then I do arm stuff. I just do it in the back there really quick because... then you're nice and warm for your show.
It makes a huge, because if you warm up a little bit, it makes a huge difference. Because, like, I did one time early on, I did a split, and I pulled something in the back of my leg. I can't remember what it was, but I pulled something really bad. I was down for weeks. I could barely do any kind of, like, my legs being apart movement. Like, it hurts so bad.
Your hamstring?
And you can avoid that if you stretch.
If you stretch and you take care of your body and you use proper technique and you don't overtrain and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I forgot what my third thing was. Body, mind.
Age? You said age, I thought.
Aging. Skin. Another
skin.
Self-care thing that's crazy important when you're starting is that you will age faster because you're seeing a lot less sunlight and a lot more darkness and a lot more stress and physical, emotional stress as well. Like we're drinking. And smoking, you'll probably take up some kind of nicotine or something. Oh,
yeah, buddy.
Yeah,
it's bad for your skin.
Start your Botox at an appropriate age. Go to someone professional. Pay for proper... I don't care who comes to your house with $10 a unit. Don't be dumb. Go somewhere proper. Get the proper injections. Don't go overboard.
And ask your fellow dancers for that one. We all know someone who does fucking Botox.
Yeah, and use retinol, fuck's sakes. Goddamn.
Oh, yeah. You have to... Okay, I was thinking about this week because we were talking about this quite a bit. Makeup, as you get older... When I started, I wore a lot of makeup. Mm-hmm. But I had the skin for it. I was younger, whatever, right? And I also didn't have lip filler yet. I wasn't doing Botox. There was a lot of stuff I wasn't doing yet that I think warranted me wearing more. But now that I'm getting older... Just focusing on moisturizing and like glowy products, cream products, less powder. It's not so drying. And like now, like the Botox thing. I know people who don't get it think it's unnecessary. It's preventative and you won't feel the need to wear as much makeup when your wrinkles aren't like all over the place, right?
And like it does. I put on a powder and suddenly I look my actual age.
Oh, yeah. I look so much older when I put too much powder on. So, yeah, that's another one that I learned to phase myself out of that I think made a huge difference was less is more sometimes. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Especially as you age, just age gracefully.
Yeah. You know? And, like, don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking anyone who wears a lot of makeup. I went to makeup school. I love makeup. I think it's beautiful. But if you just notice your skin is aging and it's, not sitting right, switch to cream products at the very bare minimum. That made a huge difference for me. Cream products make you look so glowy and so beautiful, and a lot of them have skincare benefits in them because they're cream based.
And makeup's getting so much better. Every year.
Oh yeah, so much better and so much more expensive. But say Sulavu or whatever the French say.
Fuck French.
It's worth it. Yeah.
Don't jizz on me. Don't jizz on me. Don't jizz on me.
Yay!
I should not put that into the universe. I want someone to jizz on me, in me, not on me.
Amen.
If anyone cares on that update, it still hasn't happened.
You know, manifestation. It'll come to you.
Jizz. I'm thinking about jizz. I love cheap champagne. We're going to have it every episode with whoever wants to drink, of course.
Yay!
And
in a fancy glass, too.
I don't know which cheap champagne I actually like, so I got one of each to see which one I actually
Which one did you get?
This one's Bambino, and the other one upstairs, Sparkling Canadian. That's the one that used to be at Shade, which is dope.
Is Baby Duck champagne? Or is that
It's
wine?
a sparkling wine. It's red also. It makes me vomit a lot.
Yeah, no Baby Duck then. If it's red, I'm not into that. No.
And then speaking of that topic in general, taking care of yourself, controlling your alcohol at work, if you do drink, if you do decide to drink at work, controlling it, not diving nose deep into a fucking addiction.
I would love to tap on this personally because I have been struggling with that lately. So I'm going to be a little vulnerable for all you people. So don't judge me.
I'm judging.
But that's fine. You're allowed. It's your podcast. But I think that one's really important because for the first the first 4 years of my career, not a problem at all. Didn't have any issue. I never felt the need. And then I got a little more into a party phase and I started to really enjoy it. And it's fun. I can't knock it. It's fun being the party girl. And I do still love the party girls. I love the girls who are like that. I want them to be healthy. Don't get me wrong. Don't compromise your health just to make me happy. But I love them. I think they're so fun. And I loved being one. But it catches up to you so fast. Like, I notice a lot. I don't feel like my weight has... I think my weight changes when I'm drinking more. Obviously, that's a given.
You're going to retain water.
Yeah, that's a hard one. Also, I don't get as much stuff done during the day because our schedule's already backwards. I can't wake up in the morning. If I'm hungover all the time, I'm not getting my chores done. I'm not...
Anxiety, too.
Anxiety is hell.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, honestly, too, like, it really affects, like, for me, if I'm having a good night and I'm drinking... It's the best day ever, right? If I'm selling and I'm drinking with a customer, best day ever. But then if I'm not selling and I'm still drinking anyway, by the end of the night, I'm crying somewhere because it just amps up your emotions and it feels so like, it feels so much bigger than it needs to be. You know what I mean? And I've had a handful of times in probably the past 6 months where that's happened. And then I feel so embarrassed because I'm like, I sit in the change room and sob in front of all these girls, and then I feel bad that I made them sit and, coddle me but it's like I did it to myself, you know what I mean? I shouldn't have been drinking like that if I was already having a bad night anyway. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
but that one too, especially, and it's true, as you get older, your hangovers kick the fuck up.
Oh my God. Oh. And you need all day and night to recover. You got to spin around on a pole.
There's been a couple hangovers lately where I was like, I think I need to go to the hospital. Like, I was like,
oh my God, speaking of, I'm sure I could talk about this. Anya is okay.
Oh, thank God.
Yes, I had a conversation with her and Roxy today.
Is she hungover?
I bet she's so hungover.
Dude, I bet you she needs some Gatorade.
Last night, Anya went to a hockay game and she came into Shade. She was obliterated. It was adorable.
She was lovely, though.
She was lovely. I love
This is why I love party girls. This is the problem for me. It's like the second I saw her and she was like, I love you. I was like, I love you.
Let's go have a shot. In the bathroom.
Yeah, right? I was like, let's go. I love you.
Buckley's like, I love you too. I really do. Buckley, go to bed. Go to bed. Go.
And I do, and I will admit, this is a good point to it too. It does affect your show quality. I think it feels fun on the inside to be on stage and be drunk. It doesn't look as good, and I know it.
It doesn't look cute.
But sometimes, what I was going to say though, sometimes I do love when you get that dancer that doesn't get drunk very often. And then she has one night where she gets wasted and her show is like so sloppy and it's so cute. I die for that shit.
It is adorable, and I've been there. I've done it. My friends have done it. Everyone's done it. It's nothing to be crazy embarrassed over unless you shit yourself on stage.
Well, wait. Okay. This is what I would say when you say don't be embarrassed about it. You don't have to feel embarrassed if it's not a regular thing for you. That's when I started feeling embarrassed, is when I realized that's what people knew me for. was that I was always drinking. I'm always drunk. Scarlet drinks a lot of tequila. Scarlet's always drinking tequila. And then it was like, just when that became what my thing was, that's when I got embarrassed, is because I was like, I want to be known for good shows and for being great at my job. I don't want to be known as, you know, the Scarlet Tequila who's just always fucking chugging drinks. Like, that's not the vibe I was going for, you know?
No.
And it's easy to get lost in it.
Yes, very.
Especially when a lot of the time people will give you drinks for free.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. As we're like sitting here and drinking the worst champagne you can get and twisted
Actually,
teas.
I kind of like it. I'm going to be honest.
Oh, I love cheap champagne. One time, random story, everybody. One time, me and 2 other girls got bought out by a lovely guy named Al. He's from Edson. Shout out, Al. You're the tits. Love you.
Love you, Al.
He came in on New Year's and he bought 4 bottles of Dom and he bought 3 girls out. And then he was kind of like switching it up and buying.
Yeah.
He kept Sophia. He really liked Sophia. And then he'd like switch out the other 2. And we weren't that big of fans of Dom. We really liked the cheap stuff. So we told him.
Dom is like Dom Perignon.
Dom Perignon.
Right?
It's like $400 a bottle at Shade, I think.
Holy crap.
So he was spending. And
no
love him
doubt.
for that. Great time. And he wanted to spoil us. But we were like, honestly, babe, like the cheap stuff. That's what all we need. He's like, no, I'll treat you. And I'm like, okay, I've never had it before. It's got to be good. We all kind of like about it and put our glasses down. And then after we just ordered our coolers and we sat with him and he was like, come on, like I got this Dom Perignon. None of the fancy strippers like it. We're like, sorry,
See,
we're not fancy.
That's how I feel about tequila. I'm sorry, but it's all poison. And I just don't believe that the good stuff is that good. Give me the cheapest shit at the bottom of the barrel. It'll keep me humble and it gets me drunk too. So I don't care.
It'll keep me humble. Buckley, yeah. I love you so much. Come here.
I don't want to develop a taste for something expensive. You know what I mean? I'd rather love the cheap stuff and stay on a budget.
Mm-hmm. Sit. I need to put a little chain on her right here. She can just sit. Sit, Buckley. Sit. No, I want to be upset.
No, yeah. I'm not being seen.
I'm not being seen.
Oh, there we go. Good job.
That being said as well, when it comes to working and partying and overdoing it, nightlife in general, people who overbook themselves, I get that you get good and you want to go show your show, you want to travel around, the money gets addicting and maybe the spending gets addicting too.
Oh my God.
And then before you know it, you like 6 weeks on is too much. And girls will be doing 12 weeks on. And would you only get a Sunday off? That's not enough. And you have to travel and you're going to different places. And sometimes the places don't have the best living conditions. So you get sick. And then you're on the road. You can't take sick days. And then you're off to Lethbridge. And then you're off to BC. And then, you know, it's...
Yeah.
Where's your home? Your mental health will struggle so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I mean, your hustle takes a hit too.
Big one too. If you don't take off time, your hustle fucking blows. You can't sell dances worth shit.
I mean, some people can power through that. I know that I fucking can't.
Hell
because,
no.
like, I find if I work too many weeks in a row and then I'm trying to hustle, I hit this wall where I'm like, if you say one even half-assed wrong thing to me, I'm going to lose my shit.
That's when the breakdowns on the road happen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, too, like, you lose the ability to, like, be really alluring because you're just like, hi, do you want to go? No? Okay, bye.
I do have, and this I might be stepping on a line saying this, but I do have a friend who I've been training with lately. Shout out Bree. And I feel like she's got this fucking energy and spirit about her. And she has the capability to be traveling and training as much as she does. But I never wanted to hit a wall where she realizes like, oh, I need to slow down. But like she is fucking going. It blows my mind how much this fucking bitch trains. I guess she does have a week off. I've seen her train almost every day this week. And that's like the only advice I'd ever give her as a feature is like, make sure that you are 110% making time for, I don't know what her real name is, but whatever your real name is, Brie, make time for that girl as well. The calm, the quiet, the sleep, the eat your burgers in bed, have your sacred Sunday.
Prioritize your work as much as your personal time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. They go hand in hand. You can't have one without the other. You have to do both.
And especially when they have such a clear motive and drive and they're very good at it.
Yep. She's spunky.
Oh, I hate seeing people like that crash though.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like you're doing so fucking good and there's so much potential that I don't want it to just get to the point where she feels like undetermined or she's not getting the results she wants because she is overworking or she's only staying in one club or she's doing this or doing that. But It just sees someone with so much potential and spunk and energy practice their ass off. And I know it's a bad reaction for me, but my first reaction is to worry and be like, your mental health, your body.
I think it's because we all do it. We all have this phase where we want to be so good and the best. And we're trying so hard and
she's
working
there.
so hard.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you crash to the ground and you're like, oh my God, I can't do it for another day. I can't look at another fucking ugly customer and tell him he's cute. I can't do it. Like, you know what I mean? The crash is so hard if you don't prioritize it ahead of time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, she's
I had a good self-care thought just now when you were talking about traveling. Okay. This one is hard to prioritize if you don't make the money for it. But fuck yeah, I do, brother.
Fuck hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother.
Pass the cheap champagne.
But this one's hard to prioritize if you don't make the money for it, which, like, I will say I've had weeks where this was an easy choice to make, and I've had weeks where I just didn't have the budget for it. But if you can budget it, a better hotel, a nice place to stay when you're on the road makes all the difference. Like, the weeks where sometimes I'll do this thing where if I have to go to a club that I don't really enjoy, I don't care if I'm making good money on other weeks around that week. What I'll do is I'll book a really nice hotel. I'll make sure I have a beautiful, like, king size bed, like a hot tub in the hotel and, room service and stuff like that. And I'll just have a week where I am working, but I'm basically just working to be able to pay for that hotel so that I can it's like a work vacation.
A vacation, yeah.
It's a vacation, basically, yeah. But I mean, I don't mean just do it when you have the money to waste, but like if you have it in your budget, the nicer the place you stay at, the more well rested you're gonna feel, and the happier you're gonna be being away from home.
Yeah.
Like my favorite one is the Pomeroy in Grand Prairie. I always get really homesick being in Grand Prairie because it's such a long drive, but the Pomeroy has a women's only floor. There's a hot tub. I think they have breakfast every day. There's
a beautiful spa.
Beautiful spot. They've got awesome room service. I've tried everything on the menu. It's wicked.
Can I tell you something about that hotel?
Yeah.
Well, you've been there, so this is okay. So this is like the fanciest, I'd say, ish hotel in Grand Prairie.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, it's not it's not a 5-star, I would say, but it's pretty fancy. I
will never mention this person's name at all, so don't even ask. But I was working. It was one of my first weeks working. I think it was my second or third week working. And this girl goes on the lineup and Bear is telling me, she's so much like you. You guys are going to get along. So I'm like, great, awesome.
Excellent.
And at the time I was very, very not anti-escorting, but anti-strippers also being escorts. Like now I'm all for sex work. I don't care. You do whatever you want, girl. But at the time I was like, you should never cross them over. And I said something along the lines in the change room. And this girl comes to me 3 days in the week and she goes, hey, we've been getting along great. I need to open up to you about something. I kind of made a mistake and I need your help. And I'm like, what's going on? And she goes, I went to meet someone for sex because we agreed on a ridiculous number. And I thought it was fair. It was $10,000 and he got a room at the
beautiful
Pomeroy. What's it called?
I think it's the Pomeroy. I might even be saying that wrong, but right now my brain says Pomeroy.
I thought it was like the Pendulonian or something, but that's off of Star Wars.
I think it's the Pomeroy. The other day I was trying to remember it and I couldn't. I'm 90% sure that's what it's called.
Ollie's losing her mind because that's my friend back there. She likes Star Wars. Anyway, so go to this fancy hotel and she's like, so he left and he did not pay me. And
rude.
But I went to the front desk and he still has the room for one more night. Do you want to come spend the night in this fancy hotel with me? And we're going to rack up the food and whatnot. So we get beautiful. Everything, crab, lobster, blah, blah, blah. We book all these spots. So we order a bunch of, what's it called, room service. We order spa treatments out the wazoo, what all we can do. And we're having like the best time. And the whole time in the back of my head, I'm worried that this guy's going to show up, but like, obviously he doesn't have that like much of a care in the world if he left what he thought was a random escort in a hotel room. Yeah. Like he must not care that much because she could destroy the room and like, what's he going to do? He doesn't know. Which like also, by the way, he should just feel lucky that that's not the route she took because I definitely have met some girls where that's the route they would have taken. And that's what she wanted to do, but I talked her out of it. So you know what happens is the day that we leave, she even signs out that she bought the artwork off the walls, which is a few $1,000s.
No freaking way.
Yeah.
That's clever.
And luckily, the thing is, I think she didn't vandalize the room is because when you go to a hotel and there's two people standing there, they take both your IDs. So he probably may have known her real name. She even, when the front desk called and asked, they wanted to speak to the man, and she's like, oh, he's at work. She like pulled out these lies, like she was so good at, like, oh, he's at work and this and that, and like, oh, don't bug him, it's okay, we won't get that certain, because the one spa package was a little bit much, and they wanted to call to confirm with him, and she's like, oh, we'll just get the standard, it's okay, I don't want to bug him, he's at work. And they're like, okay, like literally,
smooth.
She was very smooth. So as we're leaving, she's buying the artwork and whatnot on the wall, and she's like looking around, she's like, and this, and takes the brand new Keurig, and back then Keurig was brand new.
Oh yeah, it was expensive.
It was a big deal that they were even in every room. It even had little things like a little stand up, like try the Keurig, brand new in our blah, blah, blah. She took that whole machine in her backpack and everything and walked out. And what's this funny part is when I moved to Edmonton 2 years later, she told me I was staying at her house, and she told me that story, and I was like, babe, that was me.
So she didn't even remember who it was.
She didn't even remember. And I was like, bitch, it was me in the room with you. And what the funny thing about this is this girl does not smoke weed, do drugs, or drink. Which is wild to me because even making that decision that late at night, like I'd have to be pretty tipsy. I would probably, if someone had $10,000 in cash in front of me and he was not ugly, he was very cute, you know, who would say no? But get your money first, girls.
Oh, always get paid first. Always get paid first. Yeah, don't fuck around with that. And as much as I made that mistake a couple times in my early days because, you know, you get invited to a private party, whatever, which by the way, another tip, just quick, buddy system. Don't go to a fucking private party alone. If it's a group of guys inviting you somewhere, take a friend. I don't care if they only have money for you and not for your friend, then they don't have the money. The end. Don't go. Go with a friend always. Because it's not worth the risk if there's a huge group of dudes and something goes down and you can't protect yourself or there's no one there to run and call for help or something. Like, don't go alone. Anyway.
When I used to run Pink Champagne in Saskatchewan, we'd always have a man there, and which almost kind of made things better because men automatically assume, even though I was the owner of the agency and they knew that, they wouldn't care. They did all their business talking to the man, and it was kind of better that way because they're far more comfortable talking to him about dollars, right? Yeah. But with the agency we work at here in Alberta, I don't think you've done a private party here, but I don't think they even book one girl.
No, they don't. Yeah. Well, no, I did a lot of private parties a couple of years ago. I had a stint where in the summer I did quite a few of them. They always booked at least 2. They wouldn't book you alone.
Oh, yeah. It's just too scary.
Well, it's too risky because, like, they don't, you don't get sent with a guy or anything. But so you have to have a friend. You can't go alone. But anyway, that wasn't the point. What were we talking about? It was something to do with.
So when you
get paid first.
Yeah, get paid first, but that's not. Obviously, all the clubs will be managing your money, so you're good on that. But we were talking about if you go somewhere to spend a little more if you have the accessibility to it, about getting a better hotel. Oh, that's where we were.
Sorry, fuck, we veered off.
And then I just went off into a story about the Pandalonian.
So, yeah, if you have the money for it, it makes it a lot more comfortable if you can get somewhere nice to stay. Because the worst trips I've ever had were when I was like stressed about money and I would book a shitty Airbnb and then, you know, my back hurts because the bed sucks. Or like one time I stayed in Edmonton, I got a shitty Airbnb, huge spiders all week, everywhere. And that ruined my day every time. And then it was so blazingly hot in that basement. I couldn't sleep at all week because I was just sweating my ball sack off.
Fuck.
Oh, it was awful. So then that was the trip that changed my mind on how I wanted to travel. Like if I did travel, I usually always get a decent hotel now because it's just miserable if you don't have at least a nice bed to sleep in.
Yes.
That makes all the difference.
Yes.
If you have somewhere nice to sleep, you're probably going to be fine.
But somewhere nice and warm with a big comfy bed and it makes such the difference. Such a difference.
Such a
difference. Absolutely. There's so much aftercare that goes into stripping, and I think it's unbelievably important, especially when traveling. My biggest advice when traveling is that you always want to be like convenient and pack conveniently. Don't think like that. When you're at home and you go, I won't need my slippers for 1 week. You do. I don't need a giant bunny hug for 1 week. You do. I don't need 2 pairs of sweatpants. You do. You want to be comfortable. You want to be warm. You don't want to wear socks in and out of bed. You want your fucking slippers. You want your shower cap. You want your big bottle of body wash. You want those things.
And the slipper comment, that one, bring a pair of slippers to take to work too, actually, because I can't even count how many times I'm at work and all I want to do is just run to the bathroom really quickly.
You don't want to put on your winter boots?
And I don't want to put on my winter boots, and I don't have any slippers, and then I don't want to walk around in my socks, and then I also don't want to walk around in my boots, like my heels, because like I just don't want to put them on. And then bring a pair of slippers that you can have at work and then like in the hotel or something. Because, yeah, slippers are key, actually. That's a big one that I always forget, but you need some slippers, actually.
Slippers. Take off your makeup when you go to bed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, back to the skincare. Yeah, take your makeup the fuck off. Yeah.
Yes.
That's a big one. That one, and also, I mean, it just keeps you from getting makeup all over the pillowcases and stuff, which then makes them dirty, which then makes your skin worse.
Yeah. And I think it's also very important for the girls to be, that being said, leaving makeup on the pillowcases, to be really taking care of the dancer houses that we do have, even though some of them are kind of bad.
Yeah.
It's better to have something we can rely on and we know that is there than to be like, do I need to find an Airbnb? Do I need to do this? Do I need to do that?
Yeah, you have to, well, I mean, it ties into like I said, if you have somewhere nicer to stay, it's going to help your mentally, physically, you're going to be just in better spirits all week. I know a lot of girls don't do this, but like, and you don't have to, we're not getting paid to do this. This is just on your own time if you wanted to. But something that I like to do if I'm in one of the dancer houses, if I desperately need something and I don't have it, like let's say I need a kettle. I want to make ramen. I need hot water. I need a kettle. I'll go to the thrift store. I'll just thrift a kettle for like whatever, $5. I'll wash it and then I leave it there. And then I'll leave a note like with it saying like, you know, I bought this. I'm leaving it for the room. You guys just please leave it here and it's now for everyone to share.
Half the shit the dancer house in Grand Prairie, you're welcome. That block of knives,
you're welcome.
You can stab an intruder with those. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
No, I do that too. Yeah, I think someone got a Keurig for the... Wouldn't it be funny if it like full circle that Keurig was from that hotel room? That would be hilarious.
Oh my God, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I would love that. What was I going to say? Oh, okay. I guess this is kind of tied into mental health, maybe, I would say. Anyway, the cutest thing I've seen in a dancer house, and I think all of them should have this because it was so fucking cute. I cried reading it. Somebody had started a book in Cranbrook. Have you ever been to the Sammy?
No.
The Sammy, I love the Sammy, by the way. Free plug. I love them. It's all women run. It's adorable.
Hell yeah.
And they have the coolest stage I've ever seen. It glows. It's lime green and it glows in the dark. Did you know that?
Their stage is green?
You would love it.
Sammy, message me now.
And it reacts to heat. So like if you stand on it for long enough and then take your foot off, there's a footprint.
So like if I put my ass bare on that and fart, it's like...
Well, I don't know if it would go, but your ass would be there.
I want to see the cloud on the bottom.
Yeah.
You know?
You would like it. It's like lime green and it like glows in the dark. It's awesome.
I've heard great things about Cranbrook. I just don't travel that much.
I personally love Cranbrook. It's too bad it's a one girl booking at a time, so I can't even be like, come with me. But anyway, I love it. One girl
at a time, that's so lonely.
I know it is lonely. But point of the story, they have something really cute. I mean, I don't know if it's in both the rooms or just the one room I was in, but last time I was there, somebody had started a little notebook, and what they'd done was, this is for all the girls. Every time you come and you're alone, this is just for any tips, places you went to eat that you really liked, places you can get certain things that I know. Are you going to cry? I am tearing up. Look at my eyes. I'm telling you, it was the cutest thing, and these girls had left, and it wasn't even just like girls had left notes being like, this is where I went to eat, and or like this sushi place is good, or this is where I got my groceries, or they've got really good deals on this over here, or anything like that. A lot of it ended up being, I'm literally gonna cry.
I'm excited. So I want to know.
Okay, a lot of it ended up being, I know that like girls would leave notes being like, I know it's lonely and it's hard, but God, I'm such a sap. But like, keep your head up, keep trying. Cranbrook is really fun, and like, you know, this regular is really nice. If you're having a bad night, you can sit with him. And like, fuck, it was so cute.
But it is stuff like that is meaningful and needed, especially with the clubs going down left and right, to share the importance of positivity and how we are still, like, we are getting separated more and more as strippers. The lineups are getting smaller. There's less girls altogether. Yeah. And, you know, you're traveling around, you have to travel, so you don't see your friends as much, to have that, like, camaraderie and remember that we are in this together. When you work in places like Shade, where there's so many of us, it's almost like you forget that, like, this is still a sisterhood. People come and go, but, like, you gotta love one another because we're all in the same fucking boat. Yeah. Like, literally.
So, yeah, if anyone goes to Cranbrook, I don't know if it's in both rooms, but it was in the room closer to you when you walk in. It's not the farthest away one. It's the closer one. It's like, I can't remember if it's A, B, or whatever. Anyway. Yeah, it was so cute. It was meant to be, like, recommendations, and it turned into, like, this motivational thing where girls were like, keep your head up. I worked this week, like, they put the dates in there. I worked this week and it was really rough. I didn't make a lot of money, but keep trying. Next week should be better. And, like, it was really cute.
Yeah, there needs to be more meaningful stuff.
Yeah. Ooh. And, okay, that, I mean, just mental health wise, yeah, sisterhood is very important. Because, I mean, we spend enough time getting treated like shit by weird customers.
By the customers and the dudes outside of work. Don't forget how dudes treat you outside of work. Another thing that you should prep for is how you will be treated once you are a stripper. Go on, sorry.
Oh, no, that's really true. But yeah, like, little things like, I get you're going to have beef with other girls, but at the end of the day, I always personally choose the route of, fine, we can have issues, but I'm going to be kind to you when we're here, when we're working, when we're in this space. Because, like, last night, for example, some guy threw ice at me. I don't need some bitch being rude to me in my workspace when I was just on stage being disrespected and having drink ice thrown at me. You know what I mean?
And, like, imagine going in the change room and opening the door and there's like, oh, good, it's that bitch that we hate each other. After you want to, like, you want to go in the change room and you want to vent and be like, yeah.
It's not worth it.
It really isn't. Every argument you have with your fellow dancer, you're going to realize that it is so minuscule and small, most likely a misunderstanding or an attachment problem or a competition problem.
Yeah, it's not worth it. Just like I recently had, like, a couple, like, little, like, I had, like, a spat with, like, a couple people. And I spent, like, a couple days being so anxious about it, and, like, we weren't looking at each other, we weren't speaking, blah, blah, blah. Eventually, I just went to them and I said, hey, we don't have to work this out right now. We don't have to, you know, we don't have to do the hard work behind what the actual problem is, but can we just please be kind while we're here and, like, just be friendly? And, like, I don't want to walk in here and feel like I can't even look at you.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be able to say, hi, how was your day? It doesn't have to be that serious, but I just don't want to walk around and, like, I can't even make eye contact with you. That just for me, I feel mean. I don't like feeling mean, and I don't want to not even be able to just say hello. Like, I don't care what our issue is. I would rather just at least put on a good face and say, hi, how was your day? Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all
it
takes.
How was your show? Have a good show.
How was your show? Yeah. Good luck, you know. Oh, how was your night? It was good. Good. I'm glad. That's all. I don't, I think we deal with enough. Customers are really rough sometimes. We deal with enough. I don't want to
absolutely
add to it. It's not worth it to me.
To add to it and make it worse with that person.
Yeah.
You know what you're putting in the universe, that you're going to get a buyout with her and it's going to be the worst buyout ever. You know? Like, why not just get a buyout with her and hash it out? Get a little drunk together, you know?
Yeah. Also, I mean, okay, earlier we were saying don't drink too much at work. If you really want to hash it out and get along again, getting drunk together usually works pretty good. Honestly, our
advice is so back and forth. We're like, yeah, don't drink too much as we're chugging a bottle of fucking champagne.
But that is what happened to me last year. By the way, I'm bringing up a lot of examples. I don't get in fights with people a lot. This is pretty far and few in between. But I did have last year, I got into some beef with one girl. And there was, like, months where, like, we weren't talking, we weren't looking at each other. There was nothing. Eventually, one night, we got drunk, and I can't remember how it happened now, like, exactly how it panned out. But I think we were just in the change room, and we were a little tipsy, and I just went, hey, I miss you, by the way. And she was like, oh, I miss you too. I'm such a sap.
She starts crying again. I bring Anya on. She cries about her ex. I bring Scarlet on. She cries about friends.
Yeah. I'm just a sap. But yeah, I mean, that's one way to fix it. Do a shot together and just say, hey, I'm sorry.
And it is really that. It is, I talked about that on a previous podcast, how I wanted to talk to a girl in the change room. I didn't get that opportunity because I thought she was in the lineup with me the week after as well, but she went to Vegas or something. So I did send her a message being like, yeah, I wanted to take you for a drink aside and just be like, yo, what I did was inappropriate, or how I talked to you was inappropriate. Yeah. We don't have to be friends. And that's why I said, like, we never were that close in the beginning, so it's not like I'm asking to be your best friend. But I feel like working in the same club together, doing the same contests and everything, we should at least get along. Yeah. Yeah. I make jokes.
Yeah, just on a like surface level. It doesn't have to be that deep. I just also think life is too short to carry grudges and like make it, you know, something that has to bother you on the daily. Like, just if you don't want to, if you can't be, here's the thing too. If you can't be friends right now, that doesn't mean that might not turn around and eventually you can be friends again, or eventually you might find a new thing to bond over, or things change all the time. Just for the moment, just let it go. Whatever.
I do say that to a lot of my friends who, when they get in a fight with their best friend, and they are best friends for a reason, and you can tell, it's usually because their attachment issues and they're either around each other too much or not around each other too much.
Too much of a good thing is a bad thing.
No perfect relationship can handle being together every moment of every day. We go over this all the time. And when they start to get mad at each other or fight, or there's a blow up and there's the shit talk, I always tell them, especially when you know their personalities match, careful what you say, because you guys are going to be friends again in the future. That's how it usually works in this industry. You'll run into them and you're going to be okay with each other, or you're going to be fucking enemies, but like, you're most likely going to get along again, especially if you guys have that kind of personality and you bonded. It's most likely going to repair itself. So be careful what you say about your friends. And you look stupid if you're talking shit about your best fucking friend and naming all these things wrong with them that you put up with during the friendship. If it really bugged you that much, you should have fucking said something earlier.
Also, in that same main vein, if you do fuck up and say some shit, like, so let's bring up Jolene again, our favorite person.
What did Jolene do?
Well, no, what I did, I'm about to out myself. So, so when we weren't friends, I was angry. I was so fucking angry. I said vile shit. So then when we finally made up, part of us making up was I told her, I said, if you ever hear someone say that I said something, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I didn't. I said that. I totally fucking said that. And I said it with my whole chest. I was so mad at you. But in this point in time, I don't mean it anymore. I take it back. I mean, you can't take it back, but like, I'm sorry I said it. I own up to it. I did say that. But if you ever hear someone coming up to you, like if someone tries to say, oh, why are you friends with her again? Like, she said this about you. Absolutely, I did. But I don't mean it anymore. And I'm really sorry that I did that. Just own up to it. I mean, if you're going to fuck up and say some shit, just say that you said it. Like,
and like the liars in not the agency, in the change room, it's easy to see through. So when you be fake and phony, just like, really honestly, owning up to your stuff makes you such a cool person. It really does. And when I see it, I'm like,
more trtrustworthy.
Even if someone did something shitty and they like own up to it and everything, I'm like, oh, I want to be like mature like that one day. You know, that's a great example for the younger dancers. To like,
and two, I think people forget a lot of the time. Are we still on topic? Is this in line with self-care? I guess it is.
We are self-caring the shit out of right now.
Yeah, self-care in terms of, being a good person in the club, I guess, right? Is that where we're at right now? So, I think people forget a lot of the time, you know, like, so the girl I had issues with last year, I heard some wicked insults that she said about me. And I've told her this since then. Those are creative as fuck, and I loved it. But, you know, I think we forget that in the heat of the moment, we're all going to say vile shit. Just tell me you said it. I'm not going to be angry if you just tell me that you actually did say it. Like, just be honest. I don't think that anything is deep enough for me to... It's got to be really, really, really bad for me to, like, hang on to it and be like, I'm never going to forgive you. If you just tell me, hey, I said that. I was super angry with you and I said that and I'm sorry. Okay, well, we're all human, and yeah, I get really angry sometimes too, and I say shit that I wish I didn't say.
And I don't think people understand how wonderful that apology sounds. I did get an apology a year or so ago from a friend where I admitted to her that I seen something on someone else's phone, her best friend's phone, and I was like, you guys were talking about me. I don't know exactly what was said, but you guys were withholding information from me because you were both mad at me for dumb stuff. We were all mad at each other for the dumbest shit, and it was very important information. And she went through her phone. I went on stage. She went through her phone to that time, and she had this whole like epiphany and was just like, oh my God, I really wasn't being like that great at that time. And it was definitely the influences around her, who we all had around us and everything, because they were specifically trying to pin us against each other. And we let it happen. We literally hated each other for the dumbest fucking reasons. But when I got off stage, I got in the room. She was on the phone with her mom talking about how she wanted to change and not be like that. She's like, I don't want people to leave an impression on me that makes me not like someone for no fucking reason. Yeah. And she puts down the phone and she, Buckley, hey, go to your bed. Come here. Come here. Sit. I'm just looking at the time because that's when we're going to have to cut that off. So I get in the change room. Puts down the phone, and she goes, I just wanted to apologize for that whole time and everything. She's like, I can't even think of a reason why we were all so mad at each other. And I'm like, me too. I have no idea what the hell was going on. The whole time I was confused and asking you guys what's going on. You guys thought I should have known, and I thought I should have known, and everyone was just assuming dumb shit. And there was literally no reason for all of us to be mad at each other. And she goes, I was saying stuff about you that you don't even know about, and I'm sorry about it. And like hearing that, because I knew the whole time, I'm like, I knew it. I knew you guys were mad at me. I knew you guys were saying shit. I knew something was going on, and no one was telling me anything. My ex at the time was going, oh, they're just jealous. I'm like, I hate that, because no one's mad at you because they want to be like, they were mad at me. I could tell they were mad.
And don't even get me started on the jealousy thing. People, I mean, sometimes jealousy is tied into it. They don't do things to you because they're jealous of you. That's just it's so weird. Why would you be so jealous that you would be that angry? Like, you have a vendetta because you just wish you were them? I don't know. I don't get it.
And like, especially when we're in the same industry and we all do the same competitions, but they aren't like me. You know, they don't have the whole alternative gig, you know, we do different aerials, we do different pole tricks, we have different costumes. You know, she likes anime, I like this. Like, we're not even similar. So for my ex at the time, it was so frustrating because he knew what was going on because his best friend was dating. And that's where
so he knew and he didn't tell you either.
He knew because he was the one pinning us against each other, because it goes so deep, you don't even know.
Hate it.
I hated it. But like, for him to be like, oh, they're just jealous, I'm like, of fucking what? We're so different. What are you talking about?
Yeah, what are you jealous of?
What, she games, I collect antiques. Why would there be like a jealousy? It pisses me off because when it's so obviously not jealousy, but now that I know the whole truth and nothing but the truth, it's like we can all close that book and be like, wow, didn't we all act so shitty towards each other for no fucking reason?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, okay, I can't tell if we veered off topic or not. I think we did and didn't. Basically,
self-care is also apologizing.
I think the part where this ties in is be good to your fellow bitch. Like, you know what I mean? It's like all the girls that you work with, you're never going to get along with everyone all the time. It's never going to be smooth sailing every day of the week. But just be real with each other. Don't take everything so personally and so seriously, and just be kind, at least in that space when you're in that building and you have to be there and you're all suffering the same way because we're all being shit on by customers, or stressed about our shows, or stressed about our hustle, or I'm not selling tonight and she is. Just be kind to each other, because you can be as angry as you want, but don't bring that into the building when we are all just trying our best to be there and to get through it, and to, you know.
We're all just doing our best.
I'm just trying my hardest, man.
It's great advice to really take everything with a grain of salt and not take everything so seriously. And for the love of God, remember to be professional. We are at work, and we are coworkers before we were friends.
Okay.
We were coworkers before we were friends.
Can we touch on this real quick too? How much time do we have left? Fuck,
you're the one who has to go to, you got to go to work earlier than I do. So
do I? What time is it?
6:30.
Oh, we got time. We got another half hour or so. Man, we can talk. Fuck. But it's a job. Okay, I guess this ties into self-care too. Treat your job like a job. It is a job. I hate when new girls come in, and I guess this ties into the drinking thing too. It feels like a big party. It feels like willy-nilly.
And everyone's your best friend, and everyone's so pretty, hot, and fun.
Oh my God, I'm getting paid to be pretty. Oh my God.
I'm the party.
I am the... Okay, I went through that. I am the party. Yeah.
I used to say that too. I get paid to be hot.
Oh, yeah, I say that still all the time. I'm like, I get paid to be pretty. Do you know what a dream this is? The fuck? But at the end of the day, yes, you can love and enjoy those parts of it. Because it's true, you're getting paid to be pretty. But you're also getting paid to put on a very taxing show on your body. You're getting paid to be a good saleswoman. It's a job.
It's a job.
I always think about it like the strippers are just female car salesmen. We're basically like car salesmen.
Have you seen this new line of pussy?
have you seen the new Toyota?
The horsepower
pussy?
on this bitch is
Oh,
insane.
it's crazy. 0 to 60 in 2 seconds.
Oh fuck! Make it.
The mileage is insane.
Low mileage or high mileage?
Wait, is high mileage good?
I don't know. Depends on the guy.
I think it's high mileage is good, right? Wait, let's ask you. High mileage is not good.
Because that means more dick, right?
Got a lot of miles in that pussy.
Yeah.
Oh.
I wish I had some miles. My pussy and my car are similar right now. My car's been sitting in my garage.
I think
for 6-7 months.
Hold on. I think I was trying to say something else and I said mileage, but that's not what it means. What does it mean when you get good gas mileage? Like when it's like it can go for a while. You know, like you could fuck for a while, maybe. Is that what I was trying to say? I'm not sure now.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Trying to relate our cars to pussy when we're not car people is a bad reference.
The Mazda pussy.
The
I think you just say you're so fancy. You guys got package policies on your pussies.
Yeah.
We have package policies on our pussies.
Package policies. 0% down for the first 6 months. Anyways. What were we talking about?
Oh God, being nice to each other. I don't know.
No. How it's like it's a real job. Yeah, it's a sales-based job essentially. I mean, the stage part in Alberta is big, but at the core of it, it's a sales-based job. It is a job. You have to treat it like a job. If you like, I see this happen a lot where girls, because we make our own schedule. I don't know a lot of jobs where you get to do that. That's why I love it, is I get to pick my days. But you have to respect the fact that if you say, I want to work Wednesday to Saturday, you don't get to call out half an hour before your shift, Thursday and Friday, because all of a sudden you want to go drinking. That's not how it works. I mean, sometimes, you know, if in every job I've ever had, I always see it as like, if I put my time in and I'm a good worker and blah, blah, sometimes once in a while I can get away with shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, let's say I get invited to a concert really last minute on a Friday and I'm set to freelance. Not if I have shows. I will never cancel if I have shows. That's just a rule for myself. But let's say I'm freelancing. I want to go to this concert. I've put the time in. I know my people know that I'm a good worker. I know they know that I work. I do my best. I show up on time. I look good, blah, blah, blah. Then I might be like, hey, but then also I would be honest. I hate when people say they're sick and they're not sick. So like I would just, you know, text whoever I need to and be like, hey, got offered these tickets. Do you mind if I call out tonight? Like, I'd really like to take this opportunity. Fine.
That's another word. Being honest is important.
Be honest.
If you start lying all the time, your managers will know. There's been honestly times where I message, hey AJ, gotta be honest, seeing a new guy, he wants to fuck. It's slow as fuck. Can I go get laid? Especially if you're
be honest.
Over quota or at bonus, of course, or if I did a really good show, I'll never just like pull it out my ass after being lazy, but like I'll go on stage and murder it. I will make that crowd cry for me before I ask, because I'm like, I know I gotta leave a good mark before I just ask to leave. But I am always honest with AJ. If I'm shitting my pants, if I want to get laid, if I'm just really tired. I even left once because I was crying because my hair was falling out in clumps. Like, Just
be honest. Just be honest. But yeah, it really bothers me because, you know, for the most part, the whole world thinks our job is not real. They think what we do is not valid, it has no purpose, and it's not a real job. It's not a real job if you treat it like it isn't one. Mm-hmm. If you treat it like this is a party that you're just invited to and you can show up whenever you want, then no, that's why people think it's not a real job, but it is a real job. And you need to show up for your shifts, show up on time, do your due diligence in terms of like your self-care, looking good. Go to the gym, do your skincare, do your hair. Doesn't mean you have to go over the top. Guys do really love the natural look. You don't have to go crazy, but treat it like a job and do your best. Because, you know, if you roll the fuck out of bed and walk in and then get on the floor looking like you woke up 30 minutes ago.
Don't make us look bad.
Don't make us look bad. Yeah. The world already thinks bad. Don't give them more reason.
They really do think so low of us, because every time I hear about anyone, especially this friend that we have in the change room this week, is going through a breakup. And in my eyes, I don't understand how anyone could see this woman and not be like, oh my God, I need to put a ring on it fucking immediately. Like, talented, finances in order, life in order, no addictions, no big problems like that, and great at communicating. Yeah. And this guy's like,
He's like, oh, no thanks.
Yeah, no thanks. I have big plans this summer to go ride my bike. I'm like, you care about your fucking motorcycle when this woman, I'm not going to say her name, walked into your life and is walking out?
So you're telling me that's the ride you want to take and you don't want to get ridden? Fine. See you later.
I know.
Fucking idiot.
It makes me feel, I don't mean this to her expense in any way. It makes me feel a little better that someone of her caliber is still getting treated the same as me, because in my eyes I'm like,
because men are crap.
I'm like, but in the back of our heads we do think like, is it because I'm ugly or wasn't good enough or I smell bad or like he didn't like my house or he doesn't like my dog? You always have all these questions. I mean, with someone who I see almost immaculately perfect, if he can't, there's no fucking hope for all of us, and that is kind of comforting to me.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, though, it's like the cliche saying, you could be the juiciest peach on the whole damn block, and someone's going to not like peaches. You can never win. You can't always win, you know? Someone's bound to not appreciate what you've got to give.
And I do think a lot of it is that people appreciate who we are, but in the back of their head, it's, she doesn't amount to much because she's a stripper.
Yeah.
But we do.
Which brings us back to treat it like a real job, because they're going to think badly of you anyway. They're going to... I mean, they don't realize how hard we work. So they don't, like, I think if that dude actually knew the work that goes into what she does, he would feel differently. But he's probably also stupid.
But he doesn't care. If he cared, yeah. But fuck, I hate him. My friend's sitting back here after being freshly married, and she's very happy. So go, Jordan.
Oh, congratulations. Yay.
Go, Jobin. Love you.
Yeah.
All right, so we will end this conversation by gently touching on each point. You know, take care of your body, take care of your skin, take care of your mind. Most important.
Yeah, take care of your mind. I think that's what we should end on, is like, obviously the physical stuff is a given. Our job is very physical. Oh, can I say that comment that my chiropractor said to me years ago that I was telling you about the other day?
Yes, but slow it down so they understand what you just said.
Oh, sorry. Okay. So I was telling her the other day, one thing that I wanted to mention was when I was going to the naturopath chiropractor, they weren't cracking me up like I wanted to be, so I don't go there anymore, but they did give me one great piece of advice that I carry with me and that I tell dancers all the time. I started going to chiro, and I said to him, well, you know, I don't know if I need this. It's just my shoulder hurts sometimes. And he sat me down and he said, you are a professional athlete. I don't give a shit what anybody else says about your job, but what you do is you are a professional athlete. Your entire job is you being athletic. That's what an athlete is. So you need to act like it. And he was like, you need to go to your doctor's appointments. You need to come and do chiro. You need to stretch. All the things we've been saying. You need to stretch. You need to take care of yourself mentally. You need to watch what you eat and watch how much you drink and everything that goes along with that, because you are a professional athlete. And if you don't do these things, you are going to crash and burn, and your body will give out, and your longevity is going to be in the toilet. Like, you're not going to make it if you don't treat this with the respect it deserves. And that's the whole point. Treat the job with the respect it deserves by taking care of yourself appropriately.
Preach it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm currently, I hurt my lower back a few nights ago, but last night made it really, really bad. And why did I do that? Because I got cocky because some dude on front row was being rude to me, so I had to prove that I was good. And I tweaked my back, and you know what that does? It fucks up my show. And what happens tonight? I have a fucking photographer coming in to take pictures, and I can't do any back bends now. So like, it affects you, and it's going to affect my show for a few weeks, and then I have to get needles in it, and I have to spend all this money. So heavily take into consideration that your body is a machine. You have to feed the machine. You have to oil the machine. You have to rest the machine. Because no machine runs forever. Mm-hmm.
No.
Yep.
Too much high mileage and you will break down.
I want high mileage. Someone please use my vagina like a highway.
Life is a highway. I want to ride it all night long.
Okay, on that note.
That's a great ending.
Thank you for letting us bitch and moan, gib and gab, and have a wonderful night.
And cheers.
Cheers.
Take care of yourselves, you beautiful sons of bitches.
Take care of yourselves and tip your dancer.
Yes.
Thanks, bye.
Bye.